back?
Lower back.
Oh,
Yeah, and
terrible.
yeah, I mean it's not even one of the main muscles. It's just one of those little support muscles down there.
Yeah.
Like, give me a freaking break, man! But it hurts like hell.
I know, dude. Injuries are the worst.
Oh,
Makes you stronger though, if you look at it the right way.
absolutely.
I um I actually saw recently on social media a exercise that you can do for your lower back, where if you lay on your stomach,
Hmm.
um, on the side of a bed with a pillow underneath your stomach,
Hmm.
and your whole torso is leaning off the bed, basically like your head by the ground, but your
Yeah,
legs are on the bed.
yeah.
That it releases tension in your lower back, stuff like that. And I did it last night. I could feel it. It like basically spreads your back out, stretches it out. It's
Really?
nice. Yeah.
If you find that link again, send it to me. I definitely want to look at that one.
Sure. Yeah, I think I have it. Let me see if I got it. Good morning, Praveen.
Morning, Praveen.
My man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. You catch anything? All right, let's see if I can find this. Just wait for a few people to hop on. I don't know if I saved it. I'll look for it after this session.
No worries.
All right, let's see. We got Sammy coming in. So how you feeling for the week?
Good. Good. As a matter of fact, I did my EJ markup. I did my EJ markup yesterday, actually, because I was looking at it, from the Asian, just seeing how the market does. So I'll send that in the link.
Okay.
But feeling good.
Awesome.
Feeling good.
Looks like they're going to be raising interest rates in
EU.
Yep.
Shocking.
Well, I mean, they've been a little delayed with it, and now they finally. I just saw an email. I could actually pull this up. This would be good for you.
Okay.
Morning, Sammy.
Morning.
Let's see what we got.
How is everyone?
Good.
Hey, man. How was your weekend?
It was good, man.
Nice. Nice. What'd you do?
Played a lot of football, to be honest.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Awesome. How's the car thing going?
Yeah, that's going really well, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's ticking over,
It's taking over your time, huh?
Yep.
All right.
But that's in the morning now, so it's all done.
Okay. Yeah, who was asking me? Somebody was asking me to help them with their schedule. Lewis. Dividing, Forex and crypto up and being able to have time for both. And it's just like dedicate a certain time of the day. Like you trade full time. So you're able to dictate, what hours of the day you dedicate towards what. So it's like just spread that out, split each day up in half, like 8 hours for this, 8 hours for that. Then you get 16 hours of work and obviously take some breaks and stuff like that. But you could definitely do two things at once, but definitely focus on each of them and not like lose any focus from the other, if you do it right. Some people they start I don't know, making up for time on one thing or like dedicating too much time to one thing and neglecting the other. Which is very common. Like it happens very often. So that's actually a struggle I've had between like the mentorship and also my personal trading. Like trying to dictate where do I put more of my time. That's been a struggle like all year. So and it's always going to be a struggle, but you just got to make sure it's 50-50. Actually, I got three things going on, so it's a little bit tougher. But yeah, so I was looking at this email right over here for Bloomberg. Actually, I'll just do this. There we go. So Jamie, have you seen this before? Bloomberg 5 things to start your day.
No.
Okay, so they send you 3 emails. This is for free too. You don't have to pay for Bloomberg. Go on to Bloomberg.com and subscribe to this newsletter, and it gives you like little things to like start your day off with. But one thing that they were saying over here, they give you a little synopsis of what the email is going to be about, and then they break down each subject down here. So with this one here for you, trading EJ, European Central Bank is finally about to join the global bandwagon of monetary policy tightening, spurred into action by repeated record highs in inflation. Almost 3 months since the U.S. Federal Reserve delivered a first interest rate hike, its Eurozone counterpart will this week announce an end to bond purchases and formally begin the countdown to an increase in borrowing costs in July. So they're going to start tapering and then increase rates. So obviously that's going to raise the value of the euro. I'm sure you're going to see EJ continue bullish. I know we're at a very significant supply zone right now. I wonder if we're breaking through, and if we are, we'll obviously be breaking it down either way. But I'm looking to see what we end up doing over here. We'll have a good entry now on GJ. Let me actually take a look over here. Right now, EJ or GJ looks like it's now retesting 164 after breaking through it. We finally broke through 164. If you guys take a look at GJ right now, see 164. This is what we said might happen when it comes to buys on a pair like GJ, where this candle, after tapping into 156, could retrace all the way back up here. This candle could continue up. I was hoping for a bottom wick over here on this monthly candle, but maybe create this bottom wick, past the high of that candle, and continue up to fill that wick. This is that setup we look for as scalpers too, right here, right? A lot of times this wick gets filled right here. So just keep an eye out for that. But let's go through the economic calendar, then we'll see if we get that retest. So far, it's not holding support. Yeah, so far we're sitting right at 164, and it looks like we're not going to hold support at that previous resistance, but we may end up rejecting it. So let's take a look. Economic calendar. What's up, Tiff? Good morning, Quentin. How you guys doing?
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. How was your weekend?
Oh, pretty well. Worked a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, we had a good backtesting session yesterday, so I'm going to post that into the Teachable once it's done downloading over here, so you guys can go back and watch it. But looking at the economic calendar today, we have some bank holidays over in Europe, Germany and France. You also have CHF, that you got a bank holiday there. Let's see what we have today or tonight. You do have BRC retail sales monitor. You have average earnings index coming out of Japan. So that's going to be a big deal when it comes to their economy and their economics coming out tonight. So maybe we get a move on that, even though it's a yellow folder. Most of their events are yellow folder, but average cash earnings is kind of important for them. Tomorrow, or actually tonight, basically, you got the cash rate and RBA rate statement. So I'm sure they're going to be raising rates. It looks like they're expecting to over here. So you're going to see a lot of strength in the Australian dollar. If you guys take a look at this right now, it's a little weaker. Maybe it's pulling back to then continue back up tomorrow or tonight. But looking at tomorrow, we don't have too many things going on other than, again, later tomorrow night, you have a lot of things going on in Japan. Final GDP, current account, bank lending. All these are very important economic data points for any kind of country. So take a look at that tonight when it comes to the Asian session. We'll be breaking that down for you on a video breakdown. But looking at Wednesday, a lot of yellow folder events. Final employment change coming out of the euro. Obviously, Jamie, you want to pay attention to that. Crude oil inventories are coming out on Wednesday as well. But everything else is pretty yellow folder. So maybe that'll be a lighter day over there. But moving into Thursday, you have the monetary policy statement for Europe, right? This is where they think, sorry, bro, net is, all good, man. This is where they think that the euro is going to be raising rates, right? So let's see if they do that. They're going to follow up with a press conference, unemployment claims coming out of the United States, and that's about it. You got PPI coming out year to year for Japanese yen as well. A lot of Japanese yen data points coming out this week, so you want to pay attention to that. Moving into Friday, we have CPI, core CPI, University of Michigan consumer sentiment, inflation expectations over here as well, federal budget balance. They're going to be announcing that at 2 p.m. on Friday as well. So maybe we get a lot of volume on Friday. Again, not a lot of economic data points coming out this week. Maybe the volume is slow, but I'm sure we're going to be able to get some great moves. If you guys just sit back, wait, be patient, wait for your prey, and then obviously pounce. So looking at the charts now, does anyone have any questions?
No questions, but I like GJ if you break the 30-minute high for an entry.
Let's see, 30 minutes. Yeah, so I would want we got 15 minutes right now. Let's get a 30-minute close right there. You see how those candles are getting a little bit weaker, the bearish ones, right at 164. So let's see if this current 30-minute candle creates a higher low, right, and holds that support. And if it does, we could very much retest the high up there, and that could be our move of the morning. And that high is about 40 pips away. So looking at GJ now, you have, again, we're passing the high of the previous monthly candle, which is a weak bearish candle. Are we going to reject 164, or are we going to push right through it this week with a nice wick to the left? Looking at the weekly now, weekly again, nice support held right over here. We created a nice bullish candle last week. Now this week already created its bottom wick, passing the high of that candle right there. Are we continuing up into at least these wicks or these candle body highs up here? Also to the left, yeah, once we break through this level, you got a fairly clean move to the left over here. Maybe you want to pay attention to this area right here, 166. So we can mark off 166 right here as a potential area that we could end up rejecting. Yeah. And we'll look at that in the lower time frames as well. But so far, weekly, very clean bullish movement over here after bouncing off 156 and of course 158 up here. Looking at the daily again, holding that support, bullish trend over here. Price just making higher lows, higher highs right now. We broke through our previous resistance. Broke through, let's say, like this area right over here, right? Previous resistance, price rejecting it right over here as well. You had a resistance down here that we broke through, but we got a nice rejection right here with a wick to fill, and then we finally ended up staying above it and breaking through these wicks over here right up to 164. This candle ended up passing the low of the candle and the high. So now we have a little indecision over here on the daily. I do think we're going to be pushing through, right? And then pushing up to 166. Let's actually look at that level again to the left on the daily. Yeah, definitely a significant area that you want to mark off, 166. Previous support and resistance over here. We have a fairly clean move over here to the left that you could reach 166. All right, looking at the 4 hour. All right, we got a nice clean 4 hour candle close above 166 over here. All right, so price is now bouncing off of it. We formed a higher low right in this area. Also ended up holding support right in this area as well. Previous resistance. And now we ended up pushing up in this area over here. Very bullish. It looked like we were starting to exhaust up here at 164, right? Hold of resistance, because as you guys could see, last time we were in this area, you know, we just kind of took a hard fall from here, right? We were just bearish all the way down. Nice bearish formation. right? So could we get something like that over here? Maybe, maybe not, because now we're breaking above that level. And it looked like we were going to come down and maybe get some kind of a correction of this area, maybe hold support in here and continue up, maybe even get like a correction back down to these levels over here, where price then bounced off that area and then continued up from there. But now price didn't end up rejecting this level over here, holding support, higher low, and we just took off over here with that London volume this morning. All right, so now what we're doing is getting a pullback during pre-New York, right? Do we hold support here and continue back up? Could we even get a support, pullback down to this these candle body highs in the 4 hour? Or are we gonna hold that support there? All right. So right now looks pretty good right here for support to be holding. We got a higher low on the 1 hour. Is this 1 hour going to close bullish? I want at least a 30-minute candle closing bullish over here. Strong 30-minute candle. Next one creates a bottom wick. Then we come right back up here to retest the highs. So you're going to have at least, like, I would say realistically like 35 pips in here, depending on how strong this candle closes. About 35 pips in here for us to take this thing up and leave a runner. This is the zone where obviously you have 166 up here. This is the zone where you want to enter dynamic risk and let like one of those just ride right up to 166 potentially, right? I mean, to be honest with you, we are a little overextended here, and we are due for some kind of a pullback on the daily, maybe even a deeper pullback on the 4 hour. But on the 4 hour, we've been just respecting this bullish trend over here. This one obviously as well, but one within the bullish trend here too. And it's kind of like a channel if you want to draw that. But I'm not going to keep that on my chart. But we've just been respecting that. Higher lows, higher highs. Let's see if we get this bullish 30-minute close here. Is everyone looking at the same thing? This is what you're expecting? Waiting for a 30-minute close? It's got to be stronger than this, guys. And if it closes like this, I want maybe like at least like some volume pushing us up and passing these wicks over here and continuing up. You use dynamic risk, enter like a small risk here. I'm gonna get my magic keys ready. See what my risk would be. The R to R, all that good stuff. Just be careful jumping into this when it's too small of a candle. Again, maybe wait for the bottom wick to form on the next and pass the high of these candles, but just be aware when this is too small, you end up getting a top wick rejection, and then we end up closing below this area and continuing down even more. Question is that if we don't get that support formed, do you want to, take advantage of any kind of sells here, right? Could we get any kind of a pullback back into these areas over here? Let's see. That's difficult. You're not going to be breaking the bullish structure. I mean, you could be if you're breaking this support right here, but if you start breaking here, that's where you're actually really breaking the current bullish structure here, and you'd have safe sells. You could definitely be taking safe sells in here, right? If we finally break below this area, this is definitely a good range for you to take. But in here would be very tricky, to be honest with you. Right? You don't want to force any trade. You don't have to take, if price breaks back into this range, you don't have to take anything. Right? You could stay patient and just wait for something that appeals to you, trading with the trend. Let's see. But it looks like we may hold 164 as support. We actually, if you look at the 15-minute over here, we actually got a little fake out so far. But can we start to break this area? Because if you look at the 15-minute, we've been rejecting this area right here, 164, 100, a few times here. Like this candle ended up closing bearish right here, This candle pushed up, held support. We ended up rejecting that area. Then we held a resistance at that area and pushed down. So if you get a nice close above that area right there, I think we could continue up. You look even at the 5-minute. Now you could start looking at the trend. And it's like, use this just the way you use the 30-minute. We ended up holding a support in this area, higher low over here. Price kind of breaking the trend over here. Retested 164, right? Grab liquidity, and now we're flipping bullish. But maybe like, this might be safe buys over here once we get above that level. I think we could take them sooner, but I'm just saying like safer buys. Now you're starting to break that bearish structure here, and then you could take this move right here if you get the. There you go. But again, you're not taking this based on the 5-minute. You're taking it based on the higher time frames. You're taking it based on the 30-minute, waiting for these 30 minutes to close. But again, we got 5 minutes left for this candle to close. I don't think you're going to have to wait for this level to break. I think if we get a strong close like this, next one creates a bottom wick past the high, let's take that thing up. Again, dynamic risk. I'm going to split our risk up a little bit. Leave some runners. Is that clear for everybody? Does it get on that?
Yep.
Awesome. Good stuff. So let's wait. Let's get rid of this trend line too. We don't need that. So now we're just gonna wait. We got about 4 minutes left. Wow. 4 minutes left. Let's go over to gold real quick and just see what we got going on. Again, still on the monthly, holding support at 1830, right? Nice, healthy, bullish candle right now. We're also, again, bouncing off this trend line right here, the bullish trend line we've been respecting on the monthly, not to mention the bearish trend that we were respecting, the corrective state that gold was in after creating all-time highs of COVID. We were creating these lower highs. You'll be able to see it clearer. This trend line, it looks a little sloppy right now, but the lower time frames, it makes sense where we're now meeting in this very, very significant area, a buy area right here for price to continue back up. Like this is a key zone already because of the previous resistance we're meeting up with and this trend line over here. But now that we're, tapping into this trend line as well and holding that support in this area, we could very well continue back up, right? Especially if the Fed stays a little dovish the way it's been a little bit with how they're reacting to the rate hikes. Again, looking over here, we're sitting in that area between 1830 and 1870. So I'm just gonna mark off 70 right here. Yeah, 1830 and 1870 over here have been playing as a nice resistance and support in this area. We actually ended up getting a very strong indecision candle where this candle passed the high of that candle and the low, closed bearish. Are we reacting to this area, creating a lower high to continue down to fill this wick, right? And then retest the lows over here? Or are we actually holding support to possibly continue back up? Everything is just ranging right now. Looking at the daily, there you go. Got that range where we're in this bearish trend over here since tapping 2000. Creating these lower highs, lower lows, coming all the way back down into this area. Strong demand zone right in here. And price is just pushing up from that area, just like it did right over here. It's pushing up over here. But right now it's kind of consolidating in this area. It's printing these higher lows so far, but right now kind of higher highs, right, with this candle right here. But again, we did end up rejecting 1870 here. So what's going to end up happening? It looks like we have a significant zone right here. The price tried holding a support in, and then we ended up breaking below. But then the price action held a higher low at 1830, pushed up from 1830, but then 1870 rejected it. So are we going to hold support in this area, or are we creating a top wick here after a strong bearish close, second consecutive time rejecting 1870? Could we create that top wick, pass low of that candle, and continue down to 1830? All right, so far we're holding support here. I'm just gonna take a quick break on gold, and then we'll go over to GJ. But you guys see how we're, a lot of consolidation in here. We are holding support, but we're also holding a resistance right in here. So right now we're ranging in there as well. We need to break out of that. GJ, we're gonna focus on right now because we have a cleaner setup. Gold is, again, very rangy. So this is one that you may want to take a break on for today and just wait for our setup right here. Looks like we're going to close a nice strong 30-minute candle. Beautiful. So after this candle just closed, I'm going to enter dynamic risk. That's my first entry right there. Stop loss below the 30-minute. TP is right at these wicks. Now, if we create a bottom wick and start passing the high of these candles over here, that's where I'll enter another one. Right now is where the volume starts kicking in during pre-New York, getting close to New York open. This makes sense, guys? Also gonna whip out the journal. Long GJ on 6/6/22 at 7:30 a.m. Monday, New York. Now let's take a look at our other time frames over here. We want a nice 1 hour close. 4 hours still bearish, but we're tapping into this area and rejecting right now. That's why we're using dynamic risk. We're gonna be easy with it. So let's see. On GJ Monday, New York. So I'm gonna take a quick screenshot up here. Anybody else in this? You guys are quiet.
I'm in.
All right, cool.
I was in at the close.
Yeah, awesome. Took it at the same time I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a strong enough 30-minute candle to do so. Never passed the high of the previous, but it created a higher low. So we should be good on that, but we should.
That is the last 30 minutes of the 1 hour, right?
What's up?
It's the last 30 minutes of the 1 hour, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the second 30 should push us up a little bit, and then maybe retrace just a tad for the top wick.
Yep.
Anyone else? Anyone live back testing this if they don't feel comfortable taking it?
I'm in partially.
Beautiful. My man Quinn. Has work been?
Good. I finished late yesterday, like 1 a.m.
Working you over there, man.
Yep. We like crushed the revenue yesterday
Oh,
for
did
the
it?
restaurants. Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
So if
Our
you crush
boss.
revenue, then that means you crush your tips.
Yep.
That-
Our boss was really happy too, so that's cool.
There you go, man. Good for you. Sure, you're working hard for them. All right, another one. On GJ, we're starting to pass the high. I actually haven't entered another one. I'm just waiting. I thought we were passing the high so far. Oh, there we go. All right, now I'm in. Another few entries. We're going to let go. Set my stop loss. Let's see how these work out. All right, so let me just get all this stuff out of the way for you. Clean close above 164. Three high created. Guys, this is our prototypical setup right there. You know, this is exactly what we look for every day. Every day. It's like it's automatic. These are the
Yes, sir.
setups you trust.
This is like to a T setup.
Yeah. Like it almost doesn't get any better. But I don't want to jinx it. Or held at 164. Beautiful. Guys, journal this. This is the type of setup that you want to add to that setups checklist on Trello of what exactly you look for every day and the setup checklist that you look at every morning before you take trades. Trust me, that little playbook right there is going to make you a much better trader because you're going to know what you're looking for every single morning. Well, there we go. That's my entry. All right. So again, we entered after this candle closed and we entered another couple after we passed the high of these wicks. We waited for this wick to form and we passed the high. Let me just do this real quick. Pull a little Bill Withers in my story. All right. Looking good so far. My first position, I got about 6 pips on. So how is everyone feeling about this week? You guys like that little message for like the theme of just letting things come to you? This is a perfect example. Just waiting for things to come to us. We waited for this 30-minute close. We said, all right, we need something strong here. We can't just bank on like a weak close or weak bearish close. We need to wait for candles to close in our direction. We actually saw a great example of that yesterday on were we trading GJ or gold yesterday? I think it was gold.
Gold.
It was gold. Okay. So we had an example where we had like a nice little break and retest above a resistance where we could have taken the trade up, and we didn't wait for the candle to close. And that was a good lesson of that trade. This is a perfect example of that. A little different of a setup. This is even more of a setup that we look for. That was more of an impulse entry, but you got to wait for candles to close at least the 15-minute in your direction before you take a trade. Beautiful.
Nice.
You in this, Tiff?
No, I'm not in that one. I was in a trade. As of right now, I'm overextended on my position, so I can't take another trade until I close something out.
Okay. So what do you want to send the chart? Want to go over what the trade is?
Yeah, let me send it over.
Okay, cool. So let's see. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Take a screenshot of the 15-minute. It's a nice 15-minute candle coming up to this 15-minute resistance. Maybe that's going to be a good spot for us to secure up there. Your pair drops clues. Listen to them. When I wake up in the morning. I want to let's actually take a look at where we're at right now. So again, this key zone on the dollar, we're still holding that support. We are ranging over here. We're also ranging on gold. Little coincidence, but we're also ranging on gold here as well. So the dollar's trying to figure out where it wants to go. I think a lot of rate hikes were priced in. Also, like the Fed has been getting a little dovish, so that's where this bearish movement has come from. But now we're kind of sitting in the standstill on the dollar. I want to take a look at the Japanese yen this morning, and this should give you guys even more confidence into taking these GJ buys, right? So just keep this in mind over here. The Japanese yen is on its way down. Actually, if you look at the 4-hour, we're kind of like bouncing off of a support right here. But we're holding this little resistance in this area. Actually, let's take a look at the currency strength meter. I also want to look at indices as well. Okay. So Dow's up a little bit. Okay. Why is this not broken up into categories? Oh, there we go. All right, so far we're looking good here. Got 1 minute left for this candle to close here. And again, if we go back down to the 5-minute, it's the same thing for you. When it comes to this little trend, get the little fake out of this level, higher lows being formed here. Right? Price respecting this little trend going on right now. Maybe we get a little pullback here. I hope we just continue up, but let's see what we get. It's just the 5-minute. Don't let it spook you. 5-minute comes in handy when you're managing risk. I do want to take a screenshot here. Us as scalpers, always pay attention and keep in mind what some of these lower time frames are doing. Even if you don't use them, it just gives you a good idea because it's price action. If you know how to reprice on the 30-minute, you know how to read it on the 5-minute. Just don't be taking trades on this weak time frame. It's a good way to start off the week. Get this. Here's my first position. So once we get the 1-to-1 on my first position, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna secure 80%. Stop at break even, and then I think I'm gonna let the other 3 just run to the resistance up here. You know, maybe I'll end up taking a little piece off right up here of that second one, and then just letting the rest go. Stops at break even. Okay. Praveen, are you in this? Awesome. So we got Praveen, Sammy, and Quentin in this. Beautiful. That means I'm gonna have to get the iPad. Awesome. One thing I like is this little fake out we got down here too. One thing is, let's see what the 1 hour looks like. 1 hour is nice and strong. Next one could create that bottom wick. Hopefully a small one and continue up. Yeah, I would like this is a great spot for you to have like dynamic risk in your trade and leave just one of them. I'm not even gonna have a take profit on it. That one position, I'm gonna go to break even and let's see if we can ride that up to 166. I think we're personally a little overextended, and I don't know if we're gonna reach that just like that, but we do have a clean move once we clear these wicks to continue up into that area. So it's something for you to at least keep in mind of something that you could be doing. Yeah, we could definitely be, once we clear this area, which we are, we could be heading right up for that area. Maybe You might want to consider 165, 300. It's previous candle body highs up here. But I think 166 is definitely in our reach. Just like so overextended. So many bullish candles over here. But if you take a look, this looks actually kind of like, you know, that tank from COVID on the monthly. And then we just continue right back up. Many bullish candles on the monthly consecutively, continuing up to retest 156. If you guys remember that. We were part of many of those scalps on our way up. Five-minute just formed the support over here, but this candle's a little weak. I could definitely see us getting like a pullback into this area. Actually, you know what? 750. I think since holding the support 750, we get that last push and then we get the pullback. So maybe we end up filling these wicks and continuing up into these areas, maybe even this area right here before the hour close. But I don't know. We'll see. But that is a nice little support here on the 5-minute. Oh. This could be a nice little highlight. Yep. See how we're rejecting this level multiple times here. I definitely think we're still good. You know, nothing is pointing to sells for us yet. This is only the 5-minute. Don't let that spook. Because the 30-minute, the 1 hour, all of it looks perfect. Let's check out on gold a little bit. So gold is still holding this support in here on the 4 hour. Gets a little choppy in here. But this is definitely a significant zone support. This is all just a basic, like this is all just like a range in here. But right above here, you got basically two different ranges. Right? Right now we're holding support, but we have that resistance right there. Yeah, clear this out. So right now, let me just adjust this. Since tapping that area, just been making a couple higher lows. Could we be forming a higher low over here to continue up to create a new high, retesting this high and continue through 1870? Looking at the 1 hour now. Again, just a fat range. You don't want to be stuck in this. So you want to wait for that close above this area to take price up into here. And then question is, if we break below this support, you do have a solid move right here that you can mirror. Just be aware of this area. But once you break 1843, get a clean range right back down to 1830 if you want. So we'll see if that's something that we get. But we have been coming down pretty hard from this area. See if we have any valid trends. I mean, you could make that a trend right there. We're starting to meet up at that area. Are we going to be able to close above here? Start breaking it with a clean move to the left. You got 76 pips. No trade range right here. That's simple. And then you get this move. 587. 58 pips. That's what we wait on. Stay out of this. Then Jamie, you want to break down EJ for us? Once we're kind of clear with this. Oh, I think he walked away for a second. 5 minutes, still holding that support.
I'm getting so close to my 1-to-1. It just gets to 10, 11 pips and then it's
Yeah.
rejected.
Yeah, I was thinking with this support held right here, we could get that final push, you know, from 7:50 to 8 o'clock. We still very well could, like a final push and then a retracement where we get that top wick formed. But we pushed a lot on this 30-minute candle. The 1 hour candle is pretty strong too. And if we do get a pullback, I think it's only into this area over here to then continue up after the hour open. Now we get New York volume pumping in. You guys know you have good volume holding support. Right? There's no reason why we can't continue up here. There's nothing stopping it really besides this 15-minute zone, which you could definitely be securing some of your position at. Or at least like if you guys use dynamic risk, like Sammy, Quentin, Praveen, any of you guys use dynamic risk on this one?
No, I did not this time.
Okay. Have you been doing so, Sammy, or
Yeah,
mainly just dynamic or static?
I have been using dynamics.
All right, cool. It helps.
It helps a lot.
I know, man. It's especially like on entries when it comes to like just waiting for things to play out, waiting for like, all right, I'll take one as this candle closes. Next one, let me stay patient. Let me, instead of losing, you know, throwing all my risk at this as soon as this candle closes, I'm just going to wait for this next wick to form. All right, it's forming a nice bottom wick. You know, it's starting to reject this area a little bit and it's not passing the low of the previous, so that's good. Now we're starting to retrace back up, looking like we're going to flip. So let me enter another one. Now we flip bullish. Let me enter another one. Now we pass the high of the previous. Okay, I can enter another one.
I mean, you can take certain positions off and let one of them run.
Yeah,
for the rest of
100%.
the week, even.
There's many benefits to it. You just want to make sure you're doing it right. There we go. So we just got that final push over there. I got 1-to-1 on my first. I'm just going to secure 80% of that. Stop loss at break even. So that was 757.
Yeah, I close my position.
Beautiful. So close like right here. Six secured first at $15 pips. Stop loss at break even.
Time to journal, right?
What's up?
So it's my time to journal now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm journaling over here. This is my entry for this one. Let's see, 30-minute. I don't know, 15-minute secured first. 15 pips. Stop loss at break even. All right. Great job, Praveen. Great job, buddy. All right. So we got 1 minute left for the hour close. Now, if this was gold, I'd probably be securing even more, but this is such a strong 1 hour candle close over here. there's nothing telling me that we're not going to continue up from here. This is exactly what we wanted over here in the second half hour of the hour candle. First half hour was holding the support. Second one was creating a bottom wick, passing the high, and just creating a beautiful move up. And what did we say over here on the 5 minute? This is a nice highlight here. Created this higher low. We got this wick formed, support held. And then what did I say? The next 10 minutes, we're going to get a nice push before the hour close. So now we're just pushing up here. I want a bottom wick formed. Passing the high right away, which is a little iffy. I'm going to actually secure one more position right at that point just because of this area right over here we were talking about. We could very well push through this, but maybe we get a pullback before that to continue up. Minus stop loss. There we go. 939. Now what you guys could do is use your 30-minute and you could place your stop loss somewhere around here. You don't have to move it to break even yet. You can move it up somewhere around here, which is what I'm going to do right now. Limit your risk. But I do think we're heading right up. $250.
All right, Steph, I gotta leave.
All right, man. We going?
I gotta drop someone off, similar to what you're doing.
Oh, there you go. All right,
Yeah,
man.
to the airport. So
Yes, sir.
told you
The
about-
easiest work in the world.
yeah, my dad's business, so I gotta
Sure.
run the errands.
Make that money, buddy.
Yeah. See you later, man. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Good win today.
Yeah, nice one, man. See you later.
See you, buddy. All right. So we're gonna let this one run a little bit. Jamie, are you back by any chance?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Do you want to break down EJ for us?
Sure. I got 27 minutes before I got to make the donuts.
Nice. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'll take off some of these weekly levels. Or I'll leave some of the weekly levels and get rid of some of these yeah, here, I'll just do this. Yeah, we'll just clear the chart for you. All right. So looking at EJ right now, where would you like to start marking things off?
So based on the monthly level, I can see that we have a support level here.
Okay.
And because of current price where we're sitting at, I can see that we have this weird resistance level kind of here.
Okay.
So you can see multiple touches. And right now, based off of that, we're above that zone. So the question is, are we going to be able to keep running? And that's kind of crooked, sorry, but that should have been above the bodies, running to that area above. There we go. Perfect.
Beautiful. So now what you see is you got this resistance over here that we're now breaching. You got a clean move to the left. That's your next area of interest, and you can take price right up into that. Current monthly candle now, looking at the anatomy of the candles. This monthly candle has no bottom wick, and we're just continuing up. We have a nice wick rejection of this whole area over here, right? And this candle is just pushing up, just filled that wick. So this is a little concerning, where we could very well reject this area where this wick ended up rejecting, and continue back down. But right now, everything is pretty bullish. So looking at the weekly now, would you like to adjust this? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Clean up just a little bit there. Perfect.
All right. So now we're looking at this area over here. So where would you like to continue?
An area of support here. So if I drag that over to the left, we can clearly see we've had resistance, turn support, turn resistance in there.
Beautiful.
So the only area that I'm a little concerned with on this, actually, since we're above it right now, is not much of a concern, but we did have this area of resistance in here. So if we break below this again, then I can see price doing, kind of that.
Yeah.
Coming back down. So this might be the hesitation area, or the hesitation point, but
Yeah, absolutely.
looking good otherwise.
All right. So looking at the daily now. This area to the left I'm looking at. So anything you want me to do?
Zoom in a little bit so I can see the candle bodies a little bit better. Okay, so that one, I would probably say we can adjust this zone and bring it up here, because you can see we did wick up to it. Yep. Rejected. We have multiple wick rejections and then strong move away.
Yep. So that's if we break this support over here and we continue back down.
Yes.
Like we're starting to exhaust a little bit here on the daily.
Mm.
This is all pricing in the possible rate hike right now. So I'm sure we're going to stay above this level and continue up, especially if they do increase rates. Let's just go back to GJ real quick so you guys can get a good idea of what's going on here. We'll go right back. Right now, we're getting a little pullback back to this area, like I said. So this is 8:08 a.m. Right. Okay. So did you want to mark anything off as far as like resistance or possible rejection area?
Zoom out a little bit so I can see what's to the left on that doji.
Also have that psychological level of 150 or yeah, I believe
140. Yeah, 140.50.
Yeah, 14500 somewhere in here. Do you want to mark this off?
Yes, please.
Right. And then once you clear that, you got a clean move to the left over here.
Way up. Yeah.
Right now, as we could see the anatomy of the of EJ over here, we have been respecting higher lows so far. Been in a very nice daily bullish trend. Let me just make sure I didn't. There you go. Been in a nice bullish trend. We created this high up here, and then we got this pullback over here. So are we going to get any kind of a pullback? I don't think yet. I think we'll be pushing up into this area a little bit, and then we'll get that pullback. Right? Something like we're pushing up a little bit. And then we continue right back down. Continue here, and then continue back up. Can anyone else see that? And this is from the rate hike. Then we get the pullback after, and then we continue back up. That's if they have the healthy economy after that. Looking at the 4 hour now.
Looking at the 4 hour, I can see that we're holding support right here.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right. And then what are you seeing going on right over here? What do you see price going?
So right now we're doing this huge pullback, and I'm wondering, like I said, because of the daily candle where we're overextended, this is probably the retracement creating support before we start pushing back up again to break through that level. So the question is, are we going to have enough volume? I would probably say about between 9 and 10 to push that up. This is the current 4 hour candle, so I expect it to stay bearish. I don't see us having enough volume to flip it right now. So probably on the next 4 hour candle, we'll be able to push and break through this area.
Yep. We just want to see price respecting this support over here. Thing is, you got these candle body highs over here. We broke above it, and then now we broke right back below that resistance right over there, causing like maybe even a possible fake out over here to continue through this area back down even more. But let's see if we respect this support and hold that support. Looking at the 1 hour, is there anything you'd like to do?
The 1 hour is very messy to me because we have this area consolidation, this area consolidation, and this area. So the question is, do we have enough volume to break through this one if we're going to come down and do this? And we run right back into this one. But we should have enough room here. So once we clear, if we're going to come down below, once we clear these bottom wicks, to take a nice entry, at least down into this.
Okay. Is there any zones that you want to mark off?
Just let me clear this mess. Wrong tool. There you go. So probably just this thing to keep aware of.
There you go. Now you see that fake out right there.
This area down in here. I don't want to put too many zones on there because then it starts to look cluttered. But we do have this is previous resistance, turn support. So this is an area that we need to keep an eye on.
Sure. So for me, what I'm looking at here is a possible fake out over here, right? Price comes right back into this area, but we are in a bullish trend. We have been creating higher lows, higher highs. In this area over here. So could price be breaking below? We just got a very strong bearish candle close over here. Weak bullish candle, right? But this candle is creating a top wick. Hold on, I'm just looking at GJ over here. We're really pulling back. I've been managing risk, by the way, here. Let me just show you. So now what we're doing here and what I've been looking at is the 15-minute. Price is passing the low of the 15-minute pretty hard, right? There is going to be a possible re-entry point for you guys to take. But looking at the 5-minute, what I was looking at here was I was expecting us to hold this support right here. Once this candle created the top wick and actually passed the low of that candle, that's where I would started closing two of my positions. So I have one of them going and one of the runners, one full position going, and then one of the that original position after that candle closed where I secured. That one is still going. It's probably going to get stopped at break even right now. But there could be a possible re-entry where we hold support, hold a higher low, and then continue up. But right now we're breaking the current little bullish trend that we're in. All right, so we're gonna let that runner run if it would like to. But we gained about 1.8% on this so far. Yeah, I just got stopped at break even. But I do have another position just like kind of running, waiting for this thing to turn around. So let's see if that ends up happening. But that was that last push. That last push over here ended up pushing us up into that area like we talked about. And now we're getting that retracement. The 1 hour candle, that's a hard retracement. Also, this candle passed the high of that candle right away. Right. So what's going to be going on in this? Can we hold 164 support? I think we can. We're just getting a deep pullback right now. So let's see what we end up doing. What's up, Lewis?
Can you break down your entries and
Morning.
exits percentage wise?
Break down my entries percentage wise?
Yeah. When did you enter like 0.5% risk or 1% risk? How much was your first entry? How much was your second entry? How many entries did you take?
They were all pretty much 2 lots. So this one I entered after the 30-minute close right here. That was a 2-lot entry. Bottom wick was formed.
That would be how much of your total position goal?
So I planned on risking 10 lots on this, right?
Okay.
So I risked 2 after this candle closed, right? Next one, we waited for the bottom wick to form, and then we passed the high of that candle, and then I entered about 4 more. No, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so four more entries right here after we passed the high of that candle. We started pushing up. I secured the first position. I secured 80% of that at 15 pips. Stop loss at break even, and then I secured another one right at that area as well because of this 15-minute resistance over here. Once we started coming back down into these areas and we got this bearish candle close, I secured another little one, and then this one passed the low of that candle. Then I started closing the other ones out, and then now I just got stopped at break even by the runner that I had over here from that original position where we entered after the candle closed. And now I have just one position going with my stop loss in its original spot, just letting it run. Does that make sense?
When you say you closed 80% of the first one, was that 80% of 2 lots or 10 lots?
Of 2 lots.
Okay, so at that time you still had like 8 point something. 8.4.
8.4 lots?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And then I closed another one up here as well. You get what I'm saying? So I secured 80% right here of the first one, and I closed a full 2 lots up here at right after that.
So you closed 3.6.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
Actually,
because
3.6. Yes, 3.6. You're right.
Okay.
And then when we started coming down, I closed the other ones. But right now,
So,
the 1 hour still looks good, right? The 1 hour looks like we could just be creating that bottom wick in the first hour of the candle. But looking at the 30-minute now, we're coming down into this area. I want to see us holding support here, and we may be able to get another one to continue up. The only problem is we're now creating a higher low or a lower high right in this area. So like you may have safer buys above this area once we start breaking that area, showing that this isn't a valid lower high. This is just like a retracement over here for price to create a higher low and then continue through that to continue back up and retest the highs. Sorry, Lewis, I think that cut you off. I was just saying good morning.
My bad.
Good morning. No, it's all good. No, that was good.
Awesome. But Quinn, was that clear for you?
Yeah, it's clear. But
That's-
yeah, I
that's-
wasn't sure if you were talking like full overall position when you say I close 80%, because actually when we came up to that high, you closed less than, like, you just closed 40, almost 40% of your overall position.
So what I've been working on without, and this is a problem that a lot of traders have, where that greed will start coming in as far as like missing some of the big moves and the full moves, or missing their full TP and taking most of it off. They'll get to the point where they're not securing where they normally do. They're not securing at 10 pips or at secure points. They're just letting price run. There needs to be a balance between doing that, and that's where dynamic risk comes in. There's got to be a balance between doing that and also being able to secure where you normally do. So using dynamic risk, me in the past, what I would have probably done right here is I would have secured 80% of all those positions, right here, and just let the rest run. But like I've been working diligently on just letting my TP get hit and letting price run up to that area and just trusting the analysis and letting it go instead of grabbing my 10, 15 pips on the entire thing and then just letting the rest run. You're barely making anything on this. I've been trying to like split that up and seeing how that works. It's been working really well with my back testing, and I've been getting more of a percentage gain. I think I'm up to 110% on my within 3 months on my GJ account that I'm back testing on Soft4fx, and that's by doing that, right? So instead of like trying to take off most of it right there, I'm just letting it go. But you got to know when to do that. Like a good day to do that is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Mondays, it could be a good day. We could get a right out the gates a ton of volume, or Fridays could be a day for that too. Sometimes when you have a lot of data coming out like this week as well. But yeah, just being able to trust your analysis and let it run. Like there was nothing telling us that we were gonna reject, especially after getting a 1 hour close here like this. I fully expected like a bottom wick in this area, past the high of that candle, and then continue back up to at least retest these candle body highs before it starts rejecting, right? There was nothing telling us that we were going to reject here other than this level right here. And that's why I secured 2 of those positions right there. So I actually want to secure 6, 7. Closed another. This is 15 pips. Not 115 pips, I wish. But yeah, give me 1 second. Um, 15-minute closed. Oh no, we closed. More positions. What are we? So the 1 hour candle is struggling to break below the previous. And these candles are starting to get a little bit weaker. So could we be creating a higher low over here to continue up? Question is, do you want to be a part of that? Right. There you go. It's 15 minutes starting to reject this area. So are we creating another higher low? Like I said, the question is, are you going to re-enter something like this after rejecting this area and creating a lower high? The 30-minute hasn't passed the low of the previous yet. It's just a very strong pullback. And this candle is going to close a strong 30-minute candle as well, unless we somehow at the last few minutes just kind of retrace a little bit and close like a weak candle. All right. Lewis, did this make sense to you? Or do you want me to break this down for you?
No, bro, it's okay. I mean, if you want to, but I'll just watch the replay. You don't have to do it again, bro. Is that something that you took this morning?
Yeah, it's very simple. We were waiting for really on the 30-minute. All we were waiting for at the time was for this candle to close on the 30-minute. We were waiting for a 30-minute close, at least a strong one. So what I did was once we got that, got the high created, we come down to 164 significant area. We know this is our setup. As long as we get that 30-minute setup, clean moves to the left, we can mirror this continuing back up, right? So I entered right one after this candle closed, and another one after the bottom wick was formed on this one, and then we passed the high of that one. I entered another 4 positions right there. So a total of 5 positions, 2 lots each, so up to 10 lots. So we ended up coming up here, secured 80% of first position at 15 pips, and then another one at 15 pips right over here as well. And then I secured more as we started coming down and started breaking over here. So we got a strong 15-minute close, but I was looking at the 5-minute and this like little bullish trend that we were respecting. I was looking for that to be respected to continue up. But once we broke below this 5-minute support over here, I closed more positions right over here, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Nice, man.
Appreciate it.
Good start of the week.
Yeah, right. So always good to start the week like that. And Quentin, are you still in this? Praveen?
No, I exited like 75% of my overall positions at the top.
Okay.
And basically just above break even the rest.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So over time, what you can do is backtest this, where it's like, all right, how many times is my runner going up to my take profit? And I secured way too much before that happened, right? And I just lost out on maybe another percentage and a half that I could have gained on that one trade, right? Like there's many different things you're doing when you're analyzing your previous trades taken. One of them is like, how could I have made more money on this without risking more? Should never be risking more than 3% of your account, right? Because then you start getting in trouble when it comes to margin and you know, your psychology too. Once you're down 3%, it's like, damn, and now I got to start making this back. Well, actually, 3% isn't bad, but once you get into 4 or 5% as a beginner trader and you're in 4 or 5% drawdown, it's if you don't have the right mindset, that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, but as of right now, I have the opposite problem. I'm not
Where
risking. Enough.
you're not risking enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I had that same exact problem. There's, like I said, there's two types of traders. One that's more greedy and more that's more fearful. You're more on the fearful side. You don't want to lose money, which I totally understand. And the good news is you're not going to have that many problems with over risking or over trading or anything like that. That's not going to be your issue. Your issue is not trusting your analysis, which is a simple fix by just back testing and getting automatic with your system.
Yeah, getting confidence.
Oh my God. The more you do it, the better you're going to be. So what I'm looking for here, not necessarily for us to break this resistance up here, but what if we can break back into this area over here and close back into this area? Could we be continuing up from here? Right? Because then looking at the 15-minute over here, we're creating possibly a higher low right now and passing the high of that doji candle to continue up. But we'll see. Looking at the 30-minute, we just got that 30-minute close. So you may want to wait for another bullish 30-minute close. If you miss this trade right here and you want to grab this whole move up, you may want to wait for a 30-minute close bullish before you take anything. But just be aware of this lower high over here. Yes, Praveen, that's what I was just saying. This might be the safer buy up here. Right up here. But I'm saying, like, if you feel like we're just creating a higher low over here and you want to grab, like, this would be high risk, high reward buys. These would be safer buys up here. Let's see what the 15, the 5-minute does as far as holding this support, breaking back into this area right here. So if you break back into this range, there's a high likelihood, especially if we hold support here, high likelihood that we can continue up. But again, just be aware of that level.
All right, brother. I gotta go. Time to make the donuts.
Make them donuts, my man.
Yes, sir. So I'll see you in the chat in the morning.
Yes, sir. Or
All right,
tonight.
fam. Yep.
All right, man. Have a good day, all right?
All right, you too.
Thank you. All right. Praveen, what would be your TP? What would you rather have here? What would you be looking for? I personally have mine at 450 right here. 400? Okay. So you're looking for these candle body highs to be retested. I love it. Makes sense. So the question is, you know what I would like to see realistically what we could get is this candle retracing back up into this area over here before the hour closes, and we close like a weaker bearish candle. Next candle creates a bottom wick, starts passing the high, or we wait for that candle close above 250, and then at that point you have about 22 to 25 pips to retest the high of these wicks, and that would be at 450. I would put. Yeah, definitely not 500 Praveen, but either 450 or 400 is good. Anywhere in this area. Let me take some of this stuff out of here. Got that high and low. Formed on the 15-minute over here, coming back into that range. Let's see something real quick. Oh, there we go. All right, so that's all set for that. Oh, you know what? We didn't even go back to gold. Yeah, gold is again ranging. Keeps rejecting this area over here. Looking at the 4-hour, we're still holding that support. Rejecting again, safe buys, safe sells. Lewis, so you were talking about like going back and forth with crypto and Forex and how that's a little troublesome to you. Did you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, just pretty much spending, knowing like, little balance between, the both, like at what times should I look at what, Forex and crypto. That's pretty much it. Just, having like, a schedule for both. That's pretty much it. So I'm just trying to figure out, because crypto doesn't have really any sessions, so it's like,
yeah,
I can't really say, oh, I'm gonna trade Asian, or it's like or sometimes on the week, like yesterday, it was like a pretty big pump, last, So that's pretty much it.
You scalp it mostly?
No, in crypto, I do more swing trading.
You swing trading, okay. So
yeah, and I'm also buying spot too, like for my portfolio.
okay.
So I mean, lately I haven't been trading with leverage. I've been just trying to accumulate on my portfolio.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm just trying to get like the best entries. It can be a little tedious because it's hard. It's really hard to call a bottom or a top. It's like almost impossible.
It's real hard to what?
It's almost impossible to call a top or a bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't want to do that. You're not. You're not a market maker.
Yeah.
But it's all about just waiting for supports or resistances to hold, and then the previous support resistance to break, and just waiting for, like, if you're coming up to a range up here, right, and then you think that we're going to be calling tops somewhere around this area, and we start consolidating a little bit and prices kind of stalling out, you have this support right over here that's holding. Just wait for this on the higher time frames. This is your key right there, and this is your move. Once you start getting these retests of that previous support, then you could start calling tops. That's where I would call tops up here. I never call tops from up here, where I just think price is going to bounce off this level and then continue down. Like, who am I to think that's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where a lot of people get hurt. And they try to fight the market or outsmart the market, and their ego gets in the way. And you don't want to be that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you're right. And sometimes it's sometimes it's a little tedious, but yeah.
Of course.
Just I like lately, all I've been doing is I have like zones, and then I just try to dollar cost average in those zones, and then if it goes on to another zone, then I buy more. But yeah.
So you're swing trading, and this could be a possible good swing trade over here on Bitcoin, where we're holding this support. So as we're holding the support here on the weekly, looking at the daily now, price is just ranging, and this is a perfect example of what I was just talking about. We're ranging in here. You're not just trying to buy right now. You're just waiting for this, a clear of 32,000, a retest of it,
Exactly.
and you're at least grabbing short-term buys with a clean move here to the left.
Yeah. Like for me, I have a resistance level at 32,000, exactly like you said. So if I see that we break that and retest it and start seeing a support, then we're probably gonna hit 33. And then the same thing, we're probably gonna hit that weekly level that you have up there.
100%.
And then on the same thing on the for the downside, I have a support level of 29,300 and 28,800. So if it breaks those levels, then it's most likely gonna go,
Yeah, right down here.
yeah.
100%.
But yesterday I had a nice little swing trade on BTC. It's a pretty nice.
Yesterday you did?
Yeah, yesterday on the
Down
4
here?
hour. Yeah, so when it broke that 4 hour, like if you look on the 4 hour, by like there's like that little consolidation. As soon as he broke out of that consolidation on the 4 hour, I took that when they retested it.
You can draw on here. You're saying like right here you entered?
Oh, how do I draw it? So yeah, as soon as he retested that, yeah, I took it like.
This is what I would have taken. I would have probably secured in this area right over here. Stop to
did.
break even. And then that's what you
That's
did?
exactly what I did. Yeah.
Beautiful, dude.
Yeah, I did. And then I still have a little bit left for that major resistance at 32,100 up there. And then some runners. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could help me with the pip count on TradingView for Bitcoin. What is this?
So that was like 700 pips, bro.
Yeah, it makes sense. But that looks like 100,019, like right here. You see what I'm talking about?
Oh, dude, I don't use that. I use the little measuring tool, the data measuring tool.
Data measuring tool. Where's that?
Shit. Let me see. Where is that thing? I'll have it in my favorites for sure. Okay, whereas in the same place where you find the long and short positions, it's called date and price range. Yeah, right
Data
there.
range?
No. No. Go back. Where it says
Yeah,
date and price. Yeah, that's what I use at least.
So you're looking at what the number to the left?
The number to the right.
So what does that number mean?
So that's 854 pips.
Oh, so that number to the left is right.
Oh yeah. The number to the left. Yeah.
Yeah, adds that decimal for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 835 pips. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice trade right here.
Yeah, dude.
And I would have taken this a nice scalp like this. This is my setup. It's my impulse setup. Get the high created, bearish candle closed, bottom wick formed. We pass the high of that candle, and then we're off.
And it was the weekly open yesterday, last night, so it was a nice little volume too.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. So with the swing trading on crypto, like you're doing that all day long, no? Or like just checking the charts throughout the day?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how would that be getting in the way of like trading in the morning? When it comes to just taking scalps, trading like 2-3 hours in the morning on the foreign exchange market. And
yeah, I think
what's up?
No, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, if you have a runner throughout the day, you're managing that runner, but at the same time, like you're done at this point. I mean, obviously throughout the day you're back testing and all that stuff. Is that where you're finding the trouble of having two different things at the same time?
Yeah, like sometimes when I do like some Forex back testing just dedicated to that, and then I get distracted with crypto, or like, and even in the morning sometimes, same thing. So, but I'm it's just trying to just different, having how you 6:30 to 9 just dedicated Forex. I'm trying to have like that with crypto as well, but it's hard because it's it's just all over the place. There's no sessions.
I think that's like a time management issue. That we could easily fix. Are you planning your days out at all?
I'm starting to, yeah. I mean, I've been doing it lately and it's been helping me out. It's just sticking to them is the hardest part.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Let's hop on the Zoom this week and catch up again and go over everything. But make sure that like we set together like a schedule for you throughout the day, or a week schedule of what you need to hit as far as how you budget your hours, and then how you do it on the weekend too, where you give yourself a little bit of a break, and then right back at it the next week.
Sounds good, man.
And then Quinn, you want to hop on the Zoom soon? It's been a few weeks. I don't know if you're at your computer. Right now, so far, we are holding the support in this area. We ended up getting this wick rejection, but a top wick to possibly fill. Now, the hour is going to close over here in 13 minutes. The 4 hour over here is going to be closing in 13 minutes as well. So how is this 4 hour going to close? What's going to happen with the next candle? Right? Again, I think Praveen was right. We got safe buys above that area. Don't even bother taking anything in here because the hourly is probably going to be closing bearish. But once we start breaking that level, you may have price continue back up.
You still holding any positions or no?
Yeah, I just got one very small one. It was that original position that I left the no, it wasn't the original position. I said in the beginning of this trade that I wanted to leave one of these positions because I entered 5 of them. I wanted to leave one of those positions with the stop loss in its original spot to let this thing run up to 166 if we got what we wanted today, where we got the strong 1 hour close. This candle created a bottom wick, past the high of that candle, continued up to retest the high over here. I would have a position down here running all the way from down here if we continued up from here all the way up to 156 or 166. That makes sense. So that's the only one that I have, and the stop loss is actually right below here. I moved it up from here. This is the original spot. I moved it right up to here, and I never got stopped out yet.
What do you think? Do you think there was any fundamentals that made the price so bullish last night, or do you think it was just regular price action?
I think it's just, we've been pretty strong on the pound over here because they are increasing rates, and it's more so of the Japanese yen being as weak as it is, right? The Japanese yen, if you take a look at it, we've been breaking this down every day now. Look at this. Held that resistance up there. We've been bearish ever since. And what date is that? May 27th? Let's look at May 27th on here. Look at that. Ever since May 27th, we broke out of this consolidation right here, and we've been bullish ever since. Right? So it's the weakness in the Japanese yen that's pushing us up, and the continuation of that weakness, which is what's going to keep us holding supports to continue back up. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why these indices are so important. It's the same exact thing with the dollar right now. If you take a look at the dollar's
did a little dip, or still?
Well, so the dollar's been extremely bullish because they've been pumping money into the market, right, and increasing rates, right? Or they were pumping money into the market back here, right? So they were pumping money into the market. Ever since then, they've been tightening monetary policy right over here, and now they've been increasing rates, or at least talking about increasing rates, which is pushing the dollar to all-time highs up here around 105. Once we get to 105, all these all-time highs, with still a very weak US dollar, the only reason it's being pumped up is because they're increasing rates. It's very weak because they keep pumping money into the market, and the dollar is becoming less and less valuable. So by the time we got up to 105 up here, they started talking about we need to see the economy like a little bit healthier for us to keep increasing rates, because right now we're increasing rates just to fight inflation, but we may not have the right economy to do so. We're in stagflation right now, where we don't have as much growth going on in the country, but we also have inflation, rising prices. Normally prices rise when the economy is good and people are spending money and stuff, right? But when you have less growth and a lot of inflation, that's not a good area to be in. So the Fed needs to see what's going to end up happening with this before they start increasing rates again. So right here, they started producing like a dovish tone where it's like, all right, maybe we don't increase rates as much. And that's where you get this pullback over here. That's where you look at gold and you start to see, okay, gold right over here. We're holding a pretty good support over here down around 1830. If you look at the monthly right now,
Mm-hmm.
you have this not that. You have this bullish trend that we've been respecting. You have one right over here, and you have a very key area right in this area, right? And we've been holding support in this area right here and bouncing off that area because the Fed has gotten more dovish. Does that make sense?
Like dovish in what way? Because
Dovish
they're
means
still,
that they're against raising interest rates. They want
but
loose monetary policy. They want weak monetary policy. For example, the Japanese yen, the Bank of Japan is very
Mhm.
dovish. Like they like.
But right now, the Fed here is kind of hawkish, right? Because they've been increasing rates so fast.
Oh, they have been very hawkish,
Yeah.
just to fight inflation. But now, if you take a look at the U.S. stock market, if you look at the Dow, right,
It's up.
the Dow has been. Let's take a look.
But didn't they confirm last FOMC meeting that they're gonna be sticking with high rates next week, or is it June 15th? I think
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is, if you've been listening to some of the FOMC members, they've been talking about increasing rates, but maybe like, do we increase them by 50 basis points? Or they've been talking about, because inflation's so bad, raising them by 75 basis points, right? But now that the market, if you look at US 30 over here, obviously we've been recovering because they've been getting more dovish, right? But right now we closed below 33,000 right over here. Got a clean close below, and we tanked all the way back down to this area around 31 or 30,000 in this area because they were so hawkish and they were increasing rates. But now that they're a little bit more dovish, they're like, all right, we need to see a few more things before we increase rates as much as 75 basis points or as much as 50 basis points. Maybe we need to, maybe we're seeing peak inflation soon, and maybe we can increase by 25 basis points, right? So any of these, like this is a time of paying attention to the Fed really and paying attention to data, as opposed to a few weeks or months ago when the main message and the main fundamental driving the markets was Russia-Ukraine, which still very much is a mover of the markets. But right now it's all about central banks raising rates.
So do you think right now it's a brief relief rally, or do you think that
on the US Dow?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what it looks to me. It looks like it's just a little, I think we're probably gonna go back down.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect example of what we always look at, where we get the support held, clean close below, top wick formed. We form this low right down here. We come up to retest that area, little relief in the market. They start to increase rates a little bit more, and then boom, we retest that area. What I want to see is, well, I don't really want to see this, but I think we need to see this, is possible recession where we start to push back to the all-time highs before COVID, right? Where we get a nice.
So what will we consider a recession if we start closing below that all-time high number? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I believe a recession is when we drop, I think, like 30% or something like that. I gotta look up the definition of it because there's a significant, like a set number for that. I actually want to go back to GJ real quick. All right, so GJ is holding that support right there, and we're doing exactly what we said would probably happen, where we get a weaker 1 hour bearish close right here, never passing the low of the previous candle, right?
Mhm.
We end up closing somewhere around here in the next 5 minutes. Next one creates its bottom wick, past the high of that candle, and continues up. Unless you probably may want to see a strong close above this level before you take price out.
Yeah. I have a monthly key level on GG at 165, 275. I think you might have a good chance of tapping that level.
165, 275. And it's a monthly level.
Mm-hmm. Or I think it's monthly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's monthly. Well, I have it on my chart for quite some time. I don't know. Do you see anything in that area?
Yeah, you get a few wicks. Yeah, I can definitely see that area. I actually have that marked off as 166 over here. Because if you see, you have 167, 500 as well, that previous support. But if you look at this level right here in the lower time frames, you have this previous support there and then that wick. Then looking at the daily, take a look at this. 166 not only is a psychological level, but it's oh, actually, did you say 165, 250?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes sense because you got these candle body highs. I was actually talking about this level before too when I marked this level off. I said you got this support, psychological level, and this resistance as well. But if you want, since price is down here, you may want to be securing up here. And that's what I was saying. Like for my original position, one of the original positions, I'm probably going to be securing some up here, but I want to let it ride to 166 and see how that works out.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah,
now we're
man.
getting into that 9 o'clock volume. And as you guys know, GJ, gold, some of our pairs have really been producing some good volume after 9 a.m. So right now, the current 4-hour candle is now about to close a weak bearish candle. Can the next one create a bottom wick, past the high, and continue up after printing such a strong one right here? 1-hour candle is now flipping bullish over here. So if you want to use dynamic risk, actually, I would wait for the candle to close, but this is nice right here. This is what we want. Everything called to a T today, even down to the 5-minute, what we ended up getting with the, if you guys remember this push right over here, we ended up holding that support. I said we get that last minute push up to this area, and we got that in the last 5 minutes.
So you think if the 15-minute candle closes above that blue level you have right there, that's a possible entry?
It is, but the problem is, where's your stop loss going to be?
Yeah,
right? What you want is like a support formed over here, especially like you want to give the 4-hour candle a time to warm up and create that bottom wick, right? Before we start flipping.
Oh yeah, it's a 1 minute. Yeah.
So so yeah, this candle looks like it's going to close like a weak bearish candle right here, and I want to see the next candles like hold support in this area on the lower time frames.
Yeah.
So let's see if we reject this level again, and if we don't, and we continue through it, then we got a clean move up here.
No, nice.
Quentin, you looking at anything?
Yeah, I mean, GJ, same thing.
You still in buys, Quentin?
No, I exited fully.
Break even?
I had break even for like 0.2 of my original position, but secured up at the same area I stepped it.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, that was a cool win too on Monday.
Yeah, for Monday is pretty great.
Good way to start the week, boys.
Yep.
What time is it over there where you are playing?
It's 3 p.m.
3?
Yeah, 3.
You're in the UK, right?
No, in France.
Oh, you're in France. Oh shit, nice.
Yeah,
He's a Frenchman.
yeah, French.
You watch soccer?
I used to. I'm not into it anymore. I used to when because my dad is into it in the Paris soccer team.
Yeah.
So I used to watch it with him, but I don't anymore.
Yo, France has a really good soccer team, man.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I mean, 10 years ago, it wasn't so that good. We didn't have that much good players in the teams, but it's gotten pretty good with the how do you like the guys from Qatar coming in and pouring
All that
money
money,
into
right? Yeah, dude.
pouring that. That's what got the French soccer to the next level.
Yeah.
Louis, you watch a lot of soccer?
Yeah, dude. I'm a soccer guy, bro. I love soccer, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. I play. I try to play with with my friends. Like I used to be into high school, college soccer and everything, but now it's just recreation. I'm just watching it.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, I wanted to point out real quick. What I could see right here is this bottom wick forming. Once we pass the high of that candle, you could put your stop loss below this candle and take this impulse entry up. I could see us doing that. Especially
Having the
after
stop loss on the low of that candle, you say?
on the low of this candle right here. I would place my stop loss there, but I would wait for a price to pass the high of these candles. And I think this will be a good entry for you. See the 4-hour candle. That means the 4-hour candle is creating its bottom wick already and then flipping bullish after bouncing off 164. And also the 1-hour candle, we're passing the high of the previous. So I'm going to enter this once. Get that.
As soon as it passes the high, right?
Yes, sir. It's getting close. I should put this on my 30-minute for you. Looks a little bit better.
There you go.
Beautiful. I'm in. So this is a little riskier, but I've seen this setup many times. So using some of my profits from the first entry to scale in on this. And this is what you call a scale in. Here we go. You guys both in this?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Oh, 1 second. Let's see what 9, 10, 3, 3. Yeah, nice volume push. Just launch us up. This all makes sense to you guys. That's good. Gold still ranging. Not worth taking. This will be my second and final trade today. I mean, we've seen this set up countless amounts of times.
Did you lower your risk since you already have a profit morning, or you still have like the same risk?
Yeah, I risked about 1.2 or 1.3% on this.
And normally, if you would have taken a trade earlier and won it, would you have risked the same, or you would have been more aggressive?
If I didn't take that trade in the morning,
Yeah, earlier on.
yeah, I probably would be risking like 2% on this. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty confident in both of these setups. Like both of them, everything is aligning. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
You know, everything is pretty much on point with what I look for. So, you know, it's a good time to still risk what you normally would, but obviously lower your risk a little bit because you already took a win.
You ever tried getting used to London session schedule?
London
you
session,
never-
what?
Like you ever tried trading during London session, or you don't like that schedule for yourself?
Yeah, it's not that I don't like the session or the schedule. And well, yeah, I guess I don't like the schedule. I don't like, you know, being up
Staying
at
up
3
all
in the
night.
morning
Yeah.
and living like a bat. You know, it just doesn't make sense. I just got married. I'm looking to have kids at some point. I'm not trying to, like, to me, that's always been like a late teen, early 20s kind of a thing when you're single and, you know, you could stay
Yeah.
up all night and live like a bat all day. I don't know. I'd rather
Do you
just,
feel like if you would have traded when you were, like you said, early 20s or whatever, late teens, you would have done that or no?
honestly don't. I don't, because to me, it really doesn't make sense if I could wake up early in the morning on, you know, every day of the week, same exact time from 5 to 9 and
Mhm.
easily be able to get two of my moves in that time frame. Why would I wake up for London?
Yeah.
I feel like the people that wake up for London feel the need to be involved in every move in the market.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how people, honestly, like, I don't know how people have that schedule, bro.
Yeah, it's outrageous. It's too much, way too much.
I mean, at least unless you live in Europe,
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's like they're New York for us,
Yeah.
you know. That's very common.
I think in Dubai is like at 3 p.m. Like London Central is like 3 or 2 p.m. One of my forces down.
London sessions at 2 p.m. for Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes partial sense. Well, actually, it does make sense. Looks like we're getting that retest over here. Dubai is a place I would love to go to.
Dude, me too, bro.
You
Me
do like
too.
a boot camp over there?
That would be dope. I think Raquel is having one there actually.
Oh, I'm
And
sure.
he's having one. And then I think I heard he's saying he's having one there, and I think he wants to have one here in Miami once.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done Miami yet. I know he did Chicago, I'm pretty sure.
Did you went to that one in person?
No, I haven't
No.
done. My thing is, I don't know. When it comes to the boot camps, I'm starting to wonder if that's something I want to do because, like, when it comes to you guys, I like vetting you guys in and out. Like hopping on the Zoom first to see like if this is somebody I could see teach like coachable, and someone that's going to put the work in and stuff like that. I like to do that when you open everything up to like the general public, and you don't vet people out, you get a big crowd of people that you like. It's very hard to teach, right? And there's a reason why, like maybe they're hopping from mentor to mentor or anything like that. They blame everything else but themselves. You know,
You
and
have you turned down people from your
from
like
mine,
from here? Yeah.
oh, plenty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, plenty. There's a
Okay.
reason we only have a select amount of people in here because I only want to be giving my time to people that I know are pretty dedicated. And you know, sometimes I let the wrong people in. You know that
Yeah.
either I take a small chance on, or you know, they say all the right things on the Zoom, and then you know their actions don't match that.
Mm.
And that's okay. We figure that out at that time. But you know, you can't be. It's like drafting. You're like a general manager. You can't get every all-star coming in. You know, superstars that you're drafting with all your draft picks. But like I said, it's a different crowd, and it's people that it's not as enticing to teach. Like I got enough things going on where I want to focus on people, either my own trading or people that I want to coach, that I could see having a big future in this.
Makes sense.
Looking for the 5 minutes to hold this support up here. It's not doing what I thought it would do. I do think we're going to hold support. It definitely looks like we could, especially these higher lows formed. 9 o'clock volume coming in. 9 o'clock stock exchange, or 9:30. Stock exchange open. Nice healthy bottom wick. Maybe we're just retracing after forming this wick to continue back up again.
You started trading back in 2020, right? Like right around COVID time, or you were trading before then?
Oh, before that,
Oh, okay.
2018 or 19.
Oh, that's when you started.
I would say late 18, going into 19. 19 is where I met Raquel. 19 is where I joined Market Fluidity. We formed our relationship, and I was really starting to come into my own when it comes to like his live streams and talking with Ted, forming those relationships, Monty, all that stuff.
Nice.
Um,
Late 2019 or what?
Late 2018 I started, and then 2019 is where I really like came into my own, and everything started really making sense after 8 or 9 months. Wait, let me let my dog out. 1 second. All right, we're holding support. Let's blast off. All right, still holding support. We got a bearish close on the 5 minute, but we, you know, created that wick over there that we could possibly fill. It's not like we closed below here or anything like that. If we did, then we could start thinking about managing risk. Are you guys both in this?
I'm in.
Yeah, I'd be curious if this candle starts flipping bearish. coming back below here after this candle closes a doji. But if we, the thing is, like, I want this candle to create that bottom wick anyway. But we're in this area of these wicks. I think we could continue to push through with the stock exchange volume. I want to see at least maybe like a bottom wick formed, and then we still hold that support. 30 minutes, it looks okay.
Yeah, it's the 30-minute close that looks good.
There's not as much volume in this candle. As long as we stay above that area. All right, was that bottom wick? Now we have plenty of space down here where we can manage risk. Let's just skyrocket, GJ. Come on now.
Hey, bro. My friend wants to do a Zoom with you. Should he contact you through IG, or should he just book a Zoom through your page? What should I tell him to do?
Yeah, if you could just send him my website. Do you know how to find it?
Yeah. It's on your bio on your IG, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So have him book it there, and then I'll hop on the Zoom and talk through everything with him. How's he doing? What's going on with him?
I'm gonna talk to him today. I talked to him last week. He mentioned that he wanted to do a Zoom with you, and I completely forgot to ask you if you should just book it through your website but I'll tell him today.
Well, just have him reach out to me on Instagram, but also have him, book one on the Zoom. But
yeah, do both. Yeah,
if you have him reach out to me, I'll just take care of it. You don't have to worry about playing Messenger and stuff like that. I know how annoying that could be.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, man. Thanks for spreading the word. If you guys can keep doing that, that means a ton to me, because you guys obviously know who I want in here. So you're gonna recommend the right people. And then plus, like, if your boys want to come in and learn how to trade and stuff like that, it creates more of an community where you guys are in the Slack talking shit and sending charts, stuff like that.
That'll be nice having someone like that, because like you said, you have like, I think on your cards you said you should have like a trading buddy that you send your charts to every Friday and stuff.
I mainly do it with you guys. I mean, there's a couple of people out there that will communicate and stuff like that, but it's mainly you guys. Like, before I started my own group, I was not like a group person. Like, I was always on the kind of on the outskirts, just watching, sending my chart every now and then. But I've just been invited to so many groups, and I'm mainly like spending my time on Zooms at that time with just random people on Instagram, that I didn't really have time for groups. So that's the one little downfall of like being selective of the people I have in here, is the community isn't as active. Get what I'm saying? Like, there's not as many people sending analysis and stuff like that as you probably would love to have. Like in Wakil's group, it's like 4,000 people in there. That's way too crowded.
Yeah, I think that's way too much, bro. I think honestly, I think it's better like how you have it.
Oh, absolutely. I would like to add some more, right? But of the right people in that locker room. GJ's looking good so far. Got that. That's exactly what happened. We got that bottom wick at the last minute, formed on the 15-minute, right? Now we're starting to pass the high. Continuing up from here. Yeah, Lewis, you haven't seen Top Gun yet?
No, bro. How was it?
It was really good. Action scenes were insane.
You like it better than the first one?
I don't know. I definitely like the footage and everything that they got, but the storyline is basically the exact same thing as the first one. Like, they took a lot from the first one to like kind of pay homage to the previous one. which is good. Like we like that, but like I don't know, there were some things where it's like, all right, could have gotten a little bit more original on this, you know. And like some of these movies, like they have these corny jokes. I don't know, just the way like Tom Cruise played Maverick too. It wasn't like the original one. He's like older, and I don't know, doesn't have as much of an attitude as he did in the first one,
Mhm.
which was a cool part of his character, where he just didn't give a fuck about anything. He's the same way in this, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
Shoot, I really need to use the bathroom right now, but I don't want to leave you guys.
I actually watched the first Top Gun for the first time a few months ago.
Oh, did he? How'd you like it?
Yeah, yeah, it was very cool.
Classic,
I
right?
had never seen it. I think it's more popular in the US
Of course.
because I mean US movies some are very popular in France, but this one I had never really heard people talk about it.
I could see like Dunkirk. Did you see Dunkirk? I could see that being big in France.
I haven't seen it. I have the picture of the film in my head right now. I think
Yeah, it's a Christopher Nolan movie who did The Dark Knights.
yeah,
I could see Saving Private Ryan being big for you guys.
but not that much. I mean, I haven't heard people talk about it either.
You've never seen
You know,
Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one is more popular.
Okay. What, Dunkirk
Just-
or
The
Top Gun?
Ryan, the Ryan stuff.
Oh, Saving Private
Save.
Ryan?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a classic. It's one of the best. Um, no,
you
but
ever seen
yeah,
any French movies, Stefano?
what's up?
You ever seen any French movies?
French movies? No, I don't think I have. I don't think I
I've
have.
seen one that I remember. When I was in high school. I was on. It was a friend. It was my French teacher put it on. It was a funny ass movie, bro. It was it was called Breeze the Need. You know what I'm talking about, Quentin?
say it again. I mean, I'm not gonna know the title if it's
Breeze.
in.
I think it's called Breeze the Need or Bryce.
Oh
the
yeah,
Night.
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
yeah, for sure.
I haven't heard
That's
of
a
this
funny
one.
one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It's like their
yeah,
Dumb and Dumber version of like French version, I think.
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the dumbest films we have. But
Is
that's,
it
It's so
worse
funny,
than
bro.
Dynamite?
can be, yeah, it's funny. But did you watch it with subs or in English?
I think I watched it with subs.
Okay, yeah. I hate to watch films with how do you say the people that talk
Subtitles.
in
Like the translation, I think, or
yeah,
dubbed.
yeah,
Dubbed?
the dubs. I hate that. Man, when some French people watch English films, dubs with dub like not in English, yeah, it's just awful.
And it's like the Japanese movies where their mouth is.
Yeah, I mean, be it Japanese or anything, I watch it in the original version,
I do.
original language. Yeah,
Yeah, that's your culture.
Yeah, me too, bro. Because like it takes that something. I feel like it takes something away when you don't watch the original language and then you just what I mean.
yeah, definitely.
It's
Be
stupid.
German, anything, any language. I just like hearing other languages anyway.
What's it called? Quinn, have you seen The Last Samurai?
Yeah.
That's a
Didn't we
cool
talk
movie.
about that one?
Did we? I'm sure we did.
We might have.
Yeah, I'm sure we did on one of
I
our
think-
streams.
Yeah, I think we did talk about that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. He was talking in an interview saying that he trained 5 hours a day on those swords, like to make sure for a year, 5 hours a day for a year with those swords to make sure he was like good for that movie.
Cool.
Oh,
Tom Cruise.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
he
nuts.
can do anything.
Yeah, he's like the last
he
movie
tra-
star, like action movie star.
Yeah. I remember for when he had to hold his breath for 6 minutes
Yeah,
for one movie. I think it was a Mission
probably Mission
Possible.
Impossible.
Yeah.
For 6 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
6
Is that
minutes.
even possible?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But he it's crazy what he did with Mission Impossible because that was a '60s show, almost like a comedy show sitcom back in the '60s in the U.S. and he turned that into $1 billion franchise. It's like the second James Bond, and it's all his. Like everyone told him not to do it, and he was like, "I'm doing it." And now I think they're on like the 8th or 9th one. That's pretty cool. All right, so far the 30 minutes still looks good. Continuing up over here.
Yeah. The
I'm gonna
volume
keep
is
you guys updated in the chat. I'm probably gonna end this at 9:30 just because I gotta go. But the I think this is one of our longest streams yet. But I'm expecting price to continue up. If I have to manage risk or anything like that, I'm gonna keep you guys posted in the chat. Keep us posted as well if you guys are doing so. But let's see how this candle closes together, and then we'll get going.
Yeah, we would like having a little bit more volume.
Yeah, it's slow right now.
That's slow. Yeah.
You do have European countries having bank holidays, so maybe that could be it. I was gonna ask you something. Forget.
But Great Britain isn't.
Great Britain isn't, no.
No.
I'm just saying maybe some of that volume isn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But yeah, in France, people aren't working today.
What was that?
In France, people are not working today.
Do you guys have the bank holiday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, France, Germany, and someone else, right? Swiss.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swiss. You say Swiss?
Swiss, yeah.
Yeah.
You going down to over to Cyprus in about a month and a half. Quentin, you gotta meet us out there.
It's far.
I know. It's a long flight for
But
you.
I have a friend in Cyprus right now.
That's awesome.
He went like for a week with his girlfriend.
How does he like it?
He's liking it so far. He's
Awesome.
been in like nice places, house, cool.
Awesome. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I really have to use the bathroom, so I'm just going to end it right here. Guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Looking forward to it, and I'll see you in the chat.
Take care, man.
See you, boys.
See you later,
Yeah,
guys.
bye, guys.